I'm going to talk to you about Witness J, or Agent J. You may have heard about him. Some big Australian whistleblower, right? The letter J, my name's J for Jeremy. No connection there, right? Well, it is. It's a government LARP of me, and I'll show you. And I'll show you why it's so important. Right, let's get my avatar out of the way, background out of the way, and I'll show you some things. So here you see my Twitter. My first interaction directly with this Agent J. Witness J8, Witness J, right? Former spy, asking for mental health support. Jailed after asking for mental health support 3 times, really. A whistleblower asking for mental health support. That's what it's all about. He's whistleblowing about the government refusing mental health support for whistleblowers. If you know anything, you know where this is going. To my former colleagues, don't wait to get mental health support. Do it now and break the law if it means saving your life. I had to. Prison is far preferable to suicide. I don't need to provide you with examples of the latter inside our quiet ranks. Really? Prison is preferable to suicide. Get your mental health support in prison right now. 1984, Thought Police, right? Here's my response. This is in December 31, 2019. This is when Witness J really started being a thing out of nowhere. Just came out of nowhere, right? My response, this is my response here at least. And there's more elsewhere, but this is what I responded here on Twitter. You're a full of shit shill trying to push potential whistleblowers into dobbing themselves in to be kidnapped and discredited by psychiatry. I am the real J. Stop signing your messages when they already start with your username. Chelmsford scandal. If you know about the Chelmsford scandal. So here's a interaction here. And you can see, look, this is a big Australian whistleblower, yet look, there's only 10 comments. And I'm one of them. Oh yeah, surely no one saw, right? In the crowd of comments. There is no crowd of comments. And this is regarding me and the Chinese scandal. So what happened was I was warning about China and India, and I'll do a video on India later if I'm well enough. I'm just well enough to do this video right now. And it's one of the lists I decided to do. One of the videos I have a list to do, and this is the one I'm going to do about Witness J or Agent J. So I warned about the Chinese conspiracies, things that the Chinese were in the very act of doing, buying out industries, land, housing, etc., and deliberately sabotaging the country. And they're about to do a big thing. And corrupt government officials, every fucking one of them's corrupt. They decided to save their own asses. And they sold out their own Chinese allies in the process. And tried to become a bigger internal government whistleblowers of the Chinese conspiracy. That they gaslighted me and imprisoned myself and other people for talking about this. But now, no, it reverses the roles. History has been written. Now the politicians, they're using all our evidence and arguments and claims. Now they're the bastions of truth now. And Jackie Lambie, and you can probably find some of this on my Twitter. A lot of things get deleted. Maybe there's some left. Jackie Lambie started, corrupt piece of shit by the way, started this Chinese government crusade to expose the Chinese infiltration of Australia. And look, it's a big thing now. I mean, Donald Trump was warning about this too, and he was right. Not that I agree with everything that he does or says, but he was right about China. And he copped a lot of crap for that too, just as I have since long before that. But here's me talking to Witness J in 2019, late 2019. This whole scenario was invented out of nowhere. You'd think for something so serious, it would have been all over the media for a long time. Only it wasn't. It was invented by the government. You can see crystal clear here already. This is just a government shill trying to coerce people into saying, oh, you're a whistleblower. Report yourself to psychiatry, get gaslighted, discredited, and disappear behind closed scenes for mental illness. Like my mental illness of many of them, the dominant one being documenting government corruption and being too smart for his own good. And the last time I was kidnapped and tortured by the government was under the name of believing the government is corrupt, is apparently a mental illness. Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying here, off your get out of the fucking way and off your. So I'm going to go to the Wikipedia. Here's the Wikipedia of Witness J. Just say the start of it here. It's all crap anyway. This whole story was just made up as a reaction to this Chinese thing. That was front and center off, as among many other things. This in fact happened after the New Zealand incident, which anyone who knows me knows my involvement there. So this is after that. I had a big target over my head for a long time, but after that, that target grew massively, and this happened. So Witness J, also known by the pseudonyms Alan Johns, or, get this, Prisoner 123458. Really. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and put a little curly bit in the end to make 6 into 8. Prisoner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Yeah, I don't think that's your prison number, dude. Like, they really are that stupid and that uncreative. Is a former Australian intelligence officer who was subject to a secret trial under Section 22 of the National Security Information Act. Section 22. Let's have a look. What was this? Oh, it's not the National Security Act. Oh, no. Section 2. Let's go to New South Wales. Section 22. Mental Health Act. The guy that's a mental health advocate. Section 22 is actually the Mental Health Act. Let's have a look at what Section 22 is. Here we go. A police officer who in any place finds a person who appears to be mentally ill or mentally disturbed may apprehend the person or take the person to a declared mental health facility if the officer believes on reasonable grounds that the person is committing or has recently committed offense, or that the person has recently attempted to kill himself or herself, or that it is probable that the person will attempt to kill himself or herself, or any other person, or attempt to cause serious physical harm to himself or himself, or really bad wording, or any other person, and it will be beneficial if the person's welfare to the person's welfare to be dealt with in accordance with this act, rather than otherwise in accordance with law. Let me say that again. Rather than otherwise in accordance with law. This is not even a law. It does not even recognize as a law. This is outside and beyond the law to kidnap people and do horrific things to them. No Section 22 coincidence there. No J coincidence there. No psychiatric kidnapping connection there, right? No, you'll get gaslighted for saying that. Hell, my eyes twitching at that. I've got massive allergies and stuff. A police officer may apprehend a person under this section without a warrant. Without a warrant. Normally they want to raid your home. They need a warrant. No. They just use the magic words mentally ill and they can just raid your home. Without a warrant, kidnap you without a warrant, and may exercise any powers conferred by Section 81 on a person who is authorized under the section to take a person to a mental health facility or another health facility. Really. Yeah. Anything. Yeah, like they want to cut pieces of your brain out, a brain surgery clinic. They can do that too. They can do it. Basically, the police officer does not need to prove anything. They just need to accuse you of mental illness, and they're above and outside the law. And they don't say this here, or very reason why they don't say it, but they actually become immune to investigation in the process by accusing you of mental illness and raiding your home. They don't need to prove it. They don't need to justify it or explain it. They just use the two words, magic words, mental illness, and they do what the fuck they want, take you away, and you never heard of it again. So, yes, Section 22. That's what the actual Section 22 is. I'll just look, just to go. So, look, I type in Section 22, and that Section 22 comes up. No coincidence with psychiatry there, right? And look, sectioned. Sectioned, right? Literally sectioned. Involuntary commitment. Involuntary commitment, civil commitment, involuntary hospitalization. These aren't hospitals, they're torture and murder facilities. Or involuntary hospitalization is a legal process. No, it's outside and beyond the law, actually. A process which an individual who is deemed by a qualified agent to have symptoms of severe mental disorder is detained in a psychiatric hospital where they can be treated involuntarily. Do you not see? But look, as I'm saying, this was all invented as a reaction to me. I'm the real witness, Jay. So, we go. Look at this. The references, look, they come from 13th of March 2020, after the New Zealand, around the New Zealand, actually. I think it was after the New Zealand thing, but yeah. It was created in 2020. There's no references of this. Look, 2021, 21, 2021, 2020, 13th of March seems to be the day this was invented. And look, let's go to view history. It doesn't go very far. There's not many entries here, but the earliest it goes to, there we go. See, 13th of March 2020. All in the same, really. It's all invented 13th of March 2020. There's a Wikipedia comes up. The first references in any place, anywhere, comes up all at this time with a backstory they invented. And they started laughing at me, trying to bait people who are trying to whistleblow against government corruption, to especially our intelligence officers. You know, my intelligence history, they're scared to death of people in the intelligence world, especially in Australia, of joining forces with me and giving me intel. They don't know where I'm getting my intel from, you see. They don't know who and where and how. And they wouldn't believe me if I told them. But they know. I got the goods. I have access to the goods. I have access to things they don't even comprehend. And I've seen things. I've seen every little dirty secret. And I'm 100 chess moves ahead of them every time. And they're scared to death of me having any connection to any intelligence spies in Australia. Obviously elsewhere as well. I've been interrogated and tortured over my connection to spies overseas, the USA, for example, in intelligence organizations, government intelligence organizations in other countries, especially the USA. But they're scared to death of internal whistleblowers who are physically close to me around Australia and this country. So this is a reaction, a desperate reaction to try to put a net to catch any potential whistleblowers who may want to come forward or even work with me. It's a psychiatric grooming thing. Former spy at ASIS persecuted and jailed after asking for mental health support 3 times. The mental health system, it's not a health system. It's anti-mind, and it's the medieval cult of torture and execution for social control. This guy is the bastion, the country's bastion of whistleblower kidnappings, the organization that makes people who dob disappear. And this is the thing this guy's proposing. A lot of this stuff has been deleted all over the internet. I'm surprised there's at least one message here left on Twitter. And the government jumps on board. Really, the government endorses this and jumps on board, exposing their own corruption. No, this is a shill invented with a backstory they invented, which seems to be invented on 13th of March 2020 at a very precise timing. Very narrow window of time of certain events that happened. My point to this is my previous video regarding me calling up a Royal Commission. It should be self-explanatory. This is psychiatric grooming. They're desperate to catch whistleblowers. I just thought to put this up and show an example of this shit. It's in every corner. Do not report government corruption to the government or police. You can't trust third-party organizations, any of them. Most of them are on the government payroll. They are controlled and owned by the government. And I'll show this. Look, I'll just do more. Watch this. Beyond Blue. Let's go Wikipedia. Yeah, let's go Black Dog Institute too, right? Black Dog. Right, mental health is a non-for-profit facility for diagnosis. Basically, you may have seen Black Dog Institute. Let's go. Are you okay? Black Dog Institute. You should see it all over social media, asking you for donations. This is government owned. Oh no, it's not. It's independent. No, we're going to show this. We're going to show you. It is actually. Look, see, it's connected to Beyond Blue. They're all connected. They're all owned by an international psychiatric grooming organization. Are you okay? The guy, the scammer guy that died, who created it. But yeah, seeing, look, let's just go to Are You Okay? Right. Before we go to Beyond Blue, let's go to Are You Okay? Let's go to merchandise, really. Does all. You go to the shops, you buy a Dare iced coffee. Are you okay? You buy a Vegemite. Are you okay? You buy a chocolate bar. Are you okay? Symbols everywhere. This is like 1984 propaganda. There's a massive list of merchandise. A massive list. Look, school, shop now, school, even for children. They look pages and pages and pages of this shit. Does this look like a non-for-profit thing? This is psychiatric grooming. It's basically once a year, dob in your peers. Anyone questions the government, anyone feeling a bit sad about something, they're a bit keen to resist the authorities because they're not happy with the hand they've been dealt in life, you better dob them in 1984 style. But let's go to Beyond Blue. Beyond Blue. So who is the chair? The chair of Beyond Blue, this mental health organization, is chaired by Julia Gillard. Really, Prime Minister of Australia, who actually stole the country in a coup. Julia Gillard is the chair of Beyond Blue, which is to promote and improve mental health and support those affected by anxiety, depression, and suicide. Yes, because how many of these people, I think, are statistically people who are whistleblowers, for example, they have, I think it's 80%, I think it's like 80-something percent, I think it's 83 or something, or 87% suicide rate with obviously suspicious circumstances, right? They suicide by gunshot to the back of the head and shit. But the chair of Beyond Blue, the mental health grooming organization, is chaired by Julia Gillard. Well, let's see who created it. Let's see if we can. Here we go. Beyond Blue was founded in 2000 by former Premier of Victoria, Jeff Kennett. Really? Here's Julia Gillard. Here's Jeff Kennett. Really? The government, the very top level of the government, created this. But look, here we go. Look, non-government organization, right? It's a non-government organization, and they say it's independent of the government, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go Beyond Blue. Let's go to their website. Let's have a look at their funding. beyondblue.org.au. Hey, I might get raided just for going to this website because I might be suicidal or something, right? Let's have a look. Let's do this. Beyond Blue funding. Because you can't use their website. There we go. I have to do it from Google to access their funding page. So let's have our support corporate kindness. So corporations, right? They're always asking for money, right? All these mental health organizations are always asking for money, but they're owned by the government, controlled by the government. Here we go, look, government funding. Beyond Blue is supported by the federal government and every state and territory government in Australia through core funding and tied funding to deliver certain projects or programs. Really? Yeah, oh, what's this? Non-government organization, yet the government funds and owns it. All these whistleblower organizations, all these human rights organizations, and especially these mental health organizations, all owned by the government. So, Witness J here is a government shill and with an invented story. So it doesn't exist. It's fake. Maybe there was an original whistleblower. They based it off and they invented this story around it, but it's all made up. This Witness J here, it's all made up. A government shill. The point here is, this video is, do not report government corruption. to the government. If you're going to do that, be that stupid, you probably deserve what they'll do to you. Document database evidence. Try to get confessions of all kinds of stuff. Hide it, stash it, database it, put it on hard drives, bury it in places, and most of all, distribute it around the world on the internet. Spread it out like Easter eggs everywhere, and make a King Kong of a dead man switch. My previous video shows you cannot and should not contact the government to report government corruption. It's far too late for that. You need to get off your ass, sort your head out, work with those, especially like myself, to take action and matters into your own hands and do what needs to be done. Sort yourself out, get off your ass, and help me do what needs to be done. But without medical intervention, I will die anytime now. But I'm at a short remission out of nowhere, partial remission. I'm very sick right now. I'm having a massive autoimmune attack. My immune system is actually going haywire, but it's also fighting back the infection or something. It seems to be, to give me a little bit of room where I can do maybe one or maybe a few videos if I'm lucky. But it's probably going to collapse really bad, and I'm having joint problems and all kinds of stuff as autoimmune things backfire. It might be a sign of the end. But till then, I'll do what I can, as I can. So this Witness J thing is a scam, a net to catch whistleblowers and groom them for psychiatry. Many more, many more of these will come and go. They'll find every excuse in the book to redirect you through psychiatry and catch you in their net. And they'll gaslight you, discredit you, call you mentally ill, blah, blah, blah. You know what needs to be done? Get off your ass and do it.